How's everybody doing? All right. How you guys doing? Good to see you. All right. So, hello, everyone. I see you. Hello. Sounds awesome to be playing. Groovy drop music. How do you keep it from sounding scaly? I don't know. I just played for a while. So bandana list stitch. Yeah, do you guys like the groove? I'll play it one more time. It's really fun. It's really fun. Let's see if we can do that. It's just really chill, right? Like. Hello, Tom. Good evening. All right. Hello, everyone. We are in the Gary Numan stages of our live feed. That's actually just a D minor. But does anybody know what groove that is? I mean, it's not. That's not a groove I made up. That's just a slowed down version of a song that I'm actually gonna do a chord melody for, and just like be like, here, you know, check out this chord melody. Can anybody name that? If I play the chords by themselves, the way the song should feel, it'd sound better. So let's see if I can play it. Anyone? I'm sure some of you know this. There it is. Yeah, eye and mind, right? There it is, right? Jesus, don't cry. You can rely on me, honey. Jesus, etc. That's a brilliant song, which I've known for about 20 years, but I love that song. So I'm just going to be doing chord melody type thing, showing how it's done. All right, so to Wilco, Jesus, etc. If any of you guys who don't know the song, check it out. Wilco wrote it. There's like Nora Jones versions and stuff out there, but Jesus, etc., etc. By Wilco. Fantastic song. All right, so let's get to the Gary Numan review. I am actually ill-prepared here. Yes, this. Oh, okay. So, Burdane Adams, this title, I just did a video 2 days ago about Gary Numan's Cars and how to jam on it and do all the fun things that go with Gary Numan's card. Hey, Dean, Cars. So, I'm just going to load up the video. I'm a little behind schedule because I had literally a ton of lessons today. You've been playing well for guitar. Jerry Wilson, you were envious. Don't be envious of these. Are all like. That's a piece of crap, Dean. Well, yeah, that is my. Okay, well, that's an F1 Les Paul, which I really do like. next to, actually, yeah, I guess I do have a good now I think about it, I do have a good wealth of guitars. I have my 2 fret guitars here. I have a Gibson Les Paul. I have my my PRS student edition, which I do love. But you're right. Okay, maybe, and I have a cheap acoustic somewhere. Oh yeah, my acoustic when I was making the video the other day was like rattling the string, so I threw it out of the room. I was like, get out of here. And so there you go. Okay, so let's get to the questions of the day. Oh, this SE is one of my favorite SE guitars. Oh look, I'm live right now. That's funny. All right, so let's get down to it, and we'll have a good time. You got some nice guitars. I do have some nice guitars, and I do have another Fred guitar in the way, and it's going to be pretty awesome. I'm not going to lie to you how awesome this thing's going to be. Okay, so on this video, really quickly, again, as you know, this works. It's okay. You're not late. I just started. And so, I'm wearing the shirt. Yeah, this is the Stitch Method original, right? This was just made at like a printing shop. Like when I first started the channel, and I'd wear it to like venues and stuff. Good evening, Dave. And then I stopped wearing it. So now it's just like in rotation with like all my regular shirts and stuff. It's very comfortable. It's like an American Apparel, like breathable thing. Okay, so as you guys know, first of all, great to have all of you here. I'm just going to quickly go through the questions about Gary Numan's cars, and I want to see anything in there. Okay, is that okay? The first question that comes through is that blotter paper on my shelf? And the answer is yes. And Mr. Jeff, who is in this feed right here, he's the guy that got, I think you guys have seen this. This is my Jerry Garcia blotter paper. Okay, and that's pretty cool. It is untouched, and I don't think Jeff loaded this up with anything. So, but that was a question on my feed. Yes, I still have the deadbolt right there. You'll see what my next Fred guitar is. It's pretty mean. Okay, so and somebody wrote, hey, Slash probably developed the Sweet Child of Mine intro riff around that 12th fret thing. I don't think he did, but what he's referring to is this question comes from Sebastian. You know, that you can hear that. You know, it still starts off on a D arpeggio. You know, you never know. You never know if you're string down. Then, you know, you never know. There is a similarity, but you never know. Unless Slash, you want to come talk to me, that'd be great. Okay, so let's see. You know, Penumbra. I don't know if Penumbra's here, but he wrote that his well, I don't have a Telecaster. I have a Fred Tella, which I'll show you afterwards. I'll get to all the chat, I promise. So make sure that you ask those questions, because right now I'm just going to go through this, and then I'm going to address everyone here. Let's see. Am I the only one? Okay, so here's a question. Am I the only one that sees Stitch and Sean as the Skipper and Gilligan? I don't know. All right. More like this. So for Tom, you know, it's the kind of thing, whipping post, tough to change gears in that G. You know, if you find that it's tough to change gears mentally on a chord change, the first thing you want to do is you want to play along with the song. The chords are the grounding part of that song. There is one guitar in mind that I would swap for Sean's. We'll talk about it later. But the chords of the song are the grounding of the song. So if you have a hard time nailing your scale change for the chord, you have to practice. Like, you have to really like let it sink in. You know, you have to really know where those chords are, because that G only lasts for a little bit. Is there any sort of noisiness, buzzing, or anything? There shouldn't be. I'm going to gently look at my mic, and I think it looks okay. I can change some settings in the mic if it's really crazy. But let's see. Okay. There is some. Is it gone? Buzzing stopped. But we're okay. Okay. It's good now. Brief. Okay. It's okay. You guys are so funny. There's not a lot of questions. I love the song. Well, maybe this is a question. Okay. Love the song. Thanks. On Thursday, could you talk a little about that? Ooh, sounds really good right there. Jamming moments where you stumble upon improv line or phrase that catches your ear and you want to use it more as a motif. Let's see. And now and then between meandering noodle. Those. Okay. So I guess this question boils down to, no, I'm not on my iPhone. Is it my phone interference over here? Let me get my phone over here. It might be that. I guess the question here is, you know, when you're improvising, when you're improvising, you know, the scale itself is going to lend you to some movements that you want to explore with, but it really is the chord tones that that you target. And I'm not talking about chord tones necessarily that, you know, if you're playing a D, it's the D chord tones. It's the starting with a chord tone and maybe ending, you know, going through the scale and ending on the next. But it's usually when you sew chord tones together, and that's where melodies really start to shine. So whenever you're jamming on anything, you know, if you have two chords moving back and forth, start a phrase on one chord tone, use the scale to then end the phrase on the next chord tone as it appears. That's usually the tastiest stuff I find in my eyes, or my ears, I should say. So hopefully that helps out. I'm geeking out on this. Yes. Okay. So first, let me say, I love this is from Drew. I don't know if Drew's here. Okay. More videos like this. So my question is, of all the Ds on the fretboard, why did you aim specifically on that one? He's referring to, hey, Drew, you're right here. I'm reading your question. He's referring to, you know, why did I pick that D right there? Well, you know, you can pick any D to end your solo. You know, you can really, any D, if I can find the D. It's just that, you know, I did a lesson about, you know, targeting your last note, and I'm a big fan of, you know, I'm a big fan of Fish and Jerry Garcia, and you know, Trey actually more than anyone will end his phrases on the higher note, and then he'll play probably like a little, like, you know, pentatonic phrase before the riff comes back in. But you can do anyone, and what I mean by this, Drew, is like you don't have to target this one, but if you know this is a D here, if you know this is a D here, you know this is a D here, a D here, and you find comfort in all those Ds, then any of those Ds are going to work. So I just picked that one because I was like, you know what, I want to build it up a little bit. It might be a BB thing. It might be a BB thing, but who knows? But I just chose it because I wanted to choose it up higher. I wanted to start low, and push the music down the fretboard a little bit higher. Let's see. I guess my question is, why go full catering to the chords when you can just stay in the key scale and accentuate the chord changes? Great. That's a great idea. Okay, so don't the thirds contain more information on the chord than the chord tones? Yes, they do. And we'll talk about that, Jeff. And the question is, why not just, you know, play the D major scale, right? Like, why not just like, and hit the chord tone? And you can do that. It's just that when I'm trying to get coordinated here, you know, you can get all John Mayer-ish here, and on that G, you know, you'd really hit that G, hit this G, and hit this G, and then get back. I'm going to try to attempt that so you can see what it sounds like, because chord tones really put a lot of weight on how well you bond with your music. You know? Okay. They add color. So to answer your question, Tom, is that, you know, when you can sit on a chord tone, it just adds more authority to your soloing, and it gives you time to breathe. Like, you know, if you're rushing through a scale because the scale's there and it has a lot of ground to cover, so you feel like the need to cover it, you can kind of like mellow it out and bond a little bit more, and you could sit on the chord tones better, and it gives you a little bit of like breath, like as if you're speaking, but at the same time, it bonds you to the solo. So I hope that makes sense. Let's see. Oh, for Cheddar Kung Pao, you know, it's so funny. Cheddar wrote that I was missing a note, and I think he's right, because I've always associated with the drums, and I've always heard the. But really, the thing is that when you listen, it's got this. And I've always just assumed it was a snare. And then when I really listened to it, I was like, oh, yeah, that note's in there. So you can adjust your riffs accordingly. But nonetheless, theory doesn't change on that one. I have no, that's not a question. A question is my last name really Stitch? My last name is really Stitch. Let's see. Man, look quiet. Love this. I'll be 39 in a month. Let's see. Thanks for the moment. I'm just looking for questions, and I'll come to you guys. I promise. I'll come to all of you. I absolutely promise. All of your channel. This is fantastic. Okay, and those are the only questions I have. Okay, so now any questions about the Gary Numan exercise, where we are, you break down the riff that doesn't have a lot of chords in it, you find the chords for it, and then you start trying to solo over it and seeing what works. And the D major scale would work quite well. And because that G sits for such a long time compared to the rest of the chords moving, you can take advantage of the G major scale with G chord tones. And so those, now I'm going to turn my phone off. Well, not turn it off, but just like, kill all the apps, right? And now I'm all yours. Melody all over the neck. What about Ray Parker? What do you mean with melody over the neck? So start asking your questions. So I'm not going to scroll back, unfortunately. I don't want to get too distracted. What do you mean, Ray, by melody all over the neck? That's an interesting statement, but I want to see what you mean by that. And I can see right now, Jeff. Love your teaching. But that song blows. No, the song's awesome, man. Well, to each their own. You know what? Honestly, to each their own. Candyman key. I have no idea. Jeez, Candyman. Greg, let me go look it up. What? That was out of nowhere. I thought we were talking about Gary Numan. Hold on for 1 second. Let me get all the chords for Candyman. Jeez. Let me think. I'm going to keep on looking. Oh, come on. Here in my car. We're looking strongly at the key of we're looking real strong in the key of F, but really, yeah, it's F major, but they do throw a G major in there, which is understandable. You got C. Yeah, I'm vegan, but I don't like saying that stuff out loud because, like, to each their own. I'm vegan for totally different reasons than you think. Candyman, you have a C, you have the G minor, F, and that's totally a 5, 2, and 1. You have a D minor, the 6, you have the B flat, the 4, and the A minor, the 3. That's looking real good. It's just the G major, which I'm sure is justified by coming from a C or something like that. So it's mostly the key of F. But if I were you, you're going to watch those G major chord tones. Oh, you're asking Ray Parker. Oh, okay. My wife likes the Cure, and I know it's all keyboard, but it's mostly impossible to get into the campfire mode. Well, the Cure is pretty badass. I mean, they have some amazing songs, but it's hard to play a campfire version of the Cure. There's a lot of chord changes, and they don't really play well with acoustic stuff, I think. Just arrived. Missing note. Oh, yeah. Missing note in the car. Yeah, I was just explaining how the riff is. They snap back to that G. I always thought it was a snare hit, but when you listen carefully, that Cheddar Kung Pao's got some good ears. Slimy, the tacos were amazing. They were great. Yeah, well, the thing is, I do love bread, but I'm not just a bread person, David. So there you go. Okay, so Jeff Good asked about, aren't the thirds more important? And yeah, not that they're more important. It's just that when you have if you have 3 cakes in front of you and you have a vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry cake, if you don't have the flavor of the cake, or if you hold your nose and you taste it, you're gonna know that it's sweet. You're gonna know that it's cake, but unless you open your nose up and let your taste buds go, you're not gonna know it's strawberry until you hit it. And so that major third is kind of like that major third is kind of like identifying, hey, this is the chord on which we're on. And again, Jimmy Page, Slash, Trey, Jerry Garcia, all my favorites. I know, Drew, I know, but I don't want to endorse it. But so for instance, okay, so on that G chord, the B, that B is the major third. So when you hit that on top of it, it sounds great. Like right there. You get the springtime thing, and with a minor chord, if you hit the minor third, it's the same thing. It's kind of like giving the listener the taste of the true taste of what's happening. The third is like a steering wheel. What's my favorite key? Believe it or not, okay. So Lalo, my favorite. There you go. My favorite key. I don't have a key that I like writing in. What I mean is just when I hear a song. Oh man, Tom, I just answered your questions. You're gonna have to watch the replay. But when I listen to a song, any song that's in the key of D and I don't know it, I just listen to it and I hear it. And I'm like, this song is so awesome. It happens to be in the key of D, which makes me believe like my body's natural resonance to sound waves vibrates better with D's, A's, B minors, and G's. I don't know why that happens, but every song, you know, that I really dig is in the key of D. What's in the future for blues music? Thanks for your answer. Blues. All right. So what I want to say, I was going to say, well, blues doesn't have a future, but it has a future. What I mean is blues is blues. I don't see it changing so much. It's already changed in terms of, you know, you have blues, you have contemporary blues, and you have modern blues. But to have the blues, you got to have 1s, 4s, and 5s, like 12 bar. You got to have that minor pentatonic, you know. So it's just how well, you know, guitar players, musicians come out that could capture the raw energy of the blues and still keep it fresh. And it's very hard to do, but you know, every once in a while there are some blues players that do it. You know, John Mayer being one of them, he really encompasses the blues. Marcus King is incredibly talented, and he's kind of like these guys are the torch holders or torch bearers of the blues. But I don't think blues is going anywhere, and I don't think it's going to evolve. It's had a long time to evolve, and it hasn't evolved. And so, you know, you can 30 years from now, I can be like, oh wow, I'm completely bald and I'm totally gray, and look at that. Look how crazy the blues has changed. But I don't see it really changing. Hello, first time I made it to a live video. Hello, Daniel. Hello, Gary Clark Jr. No, Gary Clark Jr. is really, really good. He's actually a very modest player, and just like he's a good like blues groove guy. So what song do you hate the most, and why do you hate it so much? Do you really want me to answer that question? Do you really want me to answer? I don't want to answer that question. I don't like spreading hate. But there's a maybe I'll let it slip on Sean's channel. I do Ian and Sean the Dawn, because I'll let her his thing. No, I don't know. You know what? I am a Barbie girl. Yeah, let's say that. Or the Gummy Bear song. I've heard that song a billion times, so I'm not going to answer that. Please take Jeff hates it when Weir sings it. Now, Jeff, we're not going to crap on Dead & Company, even though Dead & Company they've been doing really well past couple shows. I've really enjoyed their shows. I think that their energy is back, and John Mayer is ripping it up, and I tell you that he's fantastic. All right, so now, what other questions do we have in general? You know, we're sitting and talking. I can't thank you guys enough for being here. The video again is pretty self-explanatory, but do watch it. Oh, get your entries in. Get your entries in for that the Hendrix pentatonic challenge. We got 2 months on it. And so if you haven't seen that video, watch it. Don't be afraid to do it. Get an entry in. And don't be afraid to do it. There's some really great entries in there. Remember that you have to like it on my channel, not their channel, my channel, because I'm not going to go looking through other channels. I'm just going to go straight down and see who has the most amount of thumbs up. Yeah, I do like the new wave genre. I really do. I can't give you like specific. It's just, you know, there's something, there was a Renaissance birth of music that happened in that, with all the new sounds of the drums and the synthesizers and the keyboards, which I really dug. I mean, I was young when it came out. And so that's that. What creates a suspended chord? Okay. So, I've talked about this before. And I'm not, the 2 or the 4th. And what it is you just want to think of Aaron, you want to think of the word suspended. Whoa. It's not my birthday yet. But that was very, very nice of you. Tom, that was very, very nice of you. And I'm going to thank you very much. I'll talk about what I'm going to be doing for my birthday. My birthday's going to be pretty effing awesome. But I just want to answer the suspended chord thing real quickly. Tom, that was very nice. Aaron, whose comment is right about there for me. What creates a suspended chord? Aaron, just remember the word suspended is like when you get suspended from school, you're thrown out. And so what they're referring to is they're referring to the third of the chord. Okay. And so the best example is going to be a D chord. Like when you look at a D chord, like that's the major third. Okay. And so we throw it out. And what we do is we can either play the 4th, which is right next to it, and we get what's called a sus4 distortion, right? Or we can play the note behind it, which is the 2, and you get a sus2. So suspended chords, throw the 3 out, you've been banned, and we put in the 2 or the 4. They don't have a major or minor tonality. They are happy, but they are a little bit suspenseful. Found you last week. Awesome channel. Thanks from London. Nice, John. And so that's the idea of a suspended chord. A very, very common, you know, a very common thing is like a 7th chord, right? And you see this in the Grateful Dead a lot. 7th chord to the 7th suspended. Like in Jack Straw, like burns my eyes to see. Like that with a cover up the 3rd. And you see that in Bob Weir's writing a lot. Black Peter. Yes, exactly. So you can see all this stuff. New Waves, best enjoy the Pioneer Super Tuner cassette. Adult beverages optional. You know, it's so funny, Michael, you said that. I don't have a cassette in my house, and I have children, and I want to go buy a cassette and be like, look at this thing. This is what music used to come on, and this is what I used to listen to all the time. Are you going to do some more? Yeah, I'll do new wave song studies. I have no problem with that. I went to a Dead Show company, and they played "Looks Like Rain." It started to rain during May's first solo. Rainbow appeared by the end of the song, and an old deadhead was announcing Rainbow Alert. Were you on acid? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Okay, that's awesome. When switching modes, are you adding one note and subtracting one note? Now, Gary, that's a loaded question because modes has a broad, it's like an antibiotic. It's a broad spectrum of what we mean. And so, Gary, I just want to make sure if you've seen my minor never lost mode video, I talk about the minor modes, all three of them, and what notes change so you can see them in scale work. In scale work, yes, if you have a minor mode compared to the relative minor scale, one note is changing compared to that. If you have a major mode scale, one note is changing compared to the major modes. So, you know, that's the question in short. But if you watch my minor never lost mode video, I have so many videos. It's ridiculous. Can't keep track. Oh, nice. You got a cassette player. Your teacher's pretty cool. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll sit here and answer questions. I love answering questions. You know, how's the bluegrass going? I've let the bluegrass go for a little bit. I've gotten so many things going on. I feel I'm teaching 2 students bluegrass stuff, and it's a lot of fun. And so I get my fill from that. But then at the same time, like, you know, my practice time is so limited, and I'm being very honest with you. And I don't yell at my students. I'm like, you got to practice. And here I am. But the thing is like, you know, I'll practice playing the bluegrass stuff. Like we're playing some Billy Skaggs stuff, and it was just incredible. And it was fast and so awesome. But then like the next day I'm teaching, you know, Funk 49, or I'm teaching something else. And so that leaves my brain, unfortunately. So I need to like lock myself in a room for, you know, a month and just, you know, pull that scene from Young Frankenstein. Like, no matter what I do, no matter what I say, do not open this door. But that's probably not going to happen. So we wait and we wait and we wait. Nice beard. I trimmed it up. That's weird because I trimmed it up and I thought it looked a little small today, but thank you. All right, well, any other questions today before we have to get going, which I don't have to really go too soon. But I'm trying to think of the Whipping Post Part 2 will be coming out. I'll finally get to Franklin's Tower Part 2. I'll get some more Dead. I'm waiting for my new guitar to do more Fish stuff, wink, wink. So if not adding, subtracting a note, is it more kosher to say you are flattening or sharpening a note? Oh, yeah, good call. Yes, you are flattening and sharpening notes. You're not adding. I missed that in the language. I think language in music theory is very, very important. I'm surprised I missed that. So yes, you're not adding or subtracting anything. You are you are sharpening or flattening or modifying a note. Zappa lessons. You know, yeah, somebody, I remember they wanted me to dissect a watermelon and Easter hay, and I can. It's just when you do a Zappa song, you gotta pick one version of it, and you have to stick with it. So I have to find a version of something that I really, really dig, because his solos change incredibly per performance. I have a bag of Dunlop Tortex 1.9. What do you think? I can't seem to lose them. That's fine. That's your pick. It's your pick. I love my Prodigy picks. If you ever have time to listen to my youth days in Army, a guy by the name of Sugar Man. Yeah, Finding Sugar Man. What's his name? Cool first name. Yeah, Sugar Man. Sugar Man, the documentary Rodriguez. I forgot his first name. That's an incredible story. And I actually played the song Sugar Man with someone as a lesson about 2 years ago. Yeah, absolutely. No, Gary, I don't do open tuning so much. I can delve into it, but I just don't. It's never been the style that, like, you know, I grew up with. Not that anything bad with it, it's just I know the standard tuning so well. Dweezil Zappa. Oh, Dweezil ZBZ. Is that what you're saying? By Zappa? Yes, and Kevin Harkins. Yeah, more Fish to come. You know, I have some Fish things on my sleeve. Like I said, I just gotta wait for my new guitar. And what's Zeppelin? What is Sixto? Yeah, Sixto Rodriguez. Oh, Zappa plays Zappa. There you go. Yeah, I've seen Zappa play Zappa several times, and they're great. And one time they came out. This was at the Gathering of the Vibes, the last year of the Gathering of the Vibes, and their equipment didn't work. And I felt bad for Dweezil because he's such a nice guy. And he's like, our equipment's not working, so we're were very limited to what songs we could play. And so they kind of killed it with their limited ability. It was kind of like watching like a tightrope walker, because I'm like, whoa, what are they going to do? Like, they were out of their element. Yeah, in Bridgeport. Yes. I was at the Gathering of Vibes in Bridgeport, Connecticut. And that was fun, but they pulled it off. Weezer was there. Wilco was there. Wilco was there too. And it was great. Drop D is fun. Drop D is great. What guitar strings do you use? Well, it depends. You know, I am I'm an Ernie Ball. I'm not Ernie Ball guy. Ernie Ball picks. Diodario, like they've always how to explain it? Diodario electrics, they've always been there for me. I use them. They're just like the Toyota of the guitar world. I've never had a problem with them. They feel great. They sound great. They last a long time for my very acidic hands, and I use them. I seem to do minor stuff better than major stuff. Thoughts? Ooh, Shadow Scott. I seem to do minor stuff better than major stuff. Okay. Shadow Scott, that's what we're going to do. In order to do that, what you got to do is you got to feel the differences. Let's talk about that. Let's take some David Gilmour. Just teaching us stuff today. You know, the biggest hate I ever got was when I said that Comfortably Numb was in D major, which it is. But, you know, everyone's like, it's B minor. I get it, and I get it. But I always think about the parent scale. So if you have a B minor pentatonic, right? Like B minor. And you can solo on B minor. You know, the odds are for you in your favor. Let's talk about that why. If I have a B minor progression, you know, the 1, the flat 3, the 5, and the flat 7 are all extensions of a B minor 7th chord, which is what the chord would be if you extend it to the 7th chord. So if you're playing a B minor jam, you know, in a pentatonic, 4 out of 5 notes are going to sound great, you know. And when you look at the same exact thing, you take the same exact scale, right, and you take the relative major, which is D major, and you have I'll do it this way, you can see, so you can see the infills. You have a 1, a 2, a 3, a 5, and a 6. And the thing is, only really the 1, 3, and 5 are in that pentatonic, and so the 2 is that suspended type feel, and the 6 you have to want to have a 6 type feel. So you have one less note that binds with the song. So what you want to do is you want to create a backing track. You know, like really, I'll create a quick B minor backing track. So true B minor, I'll do B minor to A. Okay, so like, you know. Back and forth, just like that, right? And the pentatonic, it's going to sound good no matter what. It's hard to make that thing sound good. It's why a true minor jam sounds good. Now, if you take the same thing, right? If you take now the same exact pentatonic, say, okay, D major. And so now we do a D major, you know, and so let's see, a good progression, just 1, 4, 5, or, you know, actually I'll do the I'll do the jam. I'll do the Cars jam, right? So that's in the key of D. So you have like same key. Now, that was my phone. So the whole thing is now the pentatonics in there have become a little less responsive to the music, and you find this a lot, which is I'm going to play just pentatonic, but what you want to do with this, same key, same everything, same pentatonic shape, you want to play first. You want to find your root notes, the D's, and then you want to play and see what it sounds like, and then you got to start manipulating the pentatonic with some bends and stuff, and you really want to sit with it. The only idea that I can give you that really will hit home is you want to experiment with it so much that you start to remember the flavors that you get from manipulating this pentatonic. So something like this, like and the whole idea is you'll get more and more comfortable. You'll get more and more comfortable with soloing a major in the same pentatonic shape as you do with minor. It's just everything switches. Your minor home is not your home anymore. It's your major home. Everything in relationship to it has changed. So the mind, you're playing physically. You're playing physically your minor scale, But the problem is that you're moving in the ways that the minor sounds good. So you got to break out of that. You have to just experiment. Now, I will give you a preemptive little thing here, which is it's very, very common with a major pentatonic to add the 4. This is what we call the hexatonic, right? And if you look at my major never lost, because in major stuff, that 4 is coming and it's missing from your pentatonic. It's right here. It's right there. And you can find, wherever you can find a 3, it's right next to it. And so this is a very important note for when the 4 chord comes. Sorry, when the 4 chord comes, you have to hit it. If you don't hit it, you can manipulate your pentatonic, which is great. But there's a sense of like, oh my gosh. So just like, look what happens when you add the pentatonic with the 4, which we call the hexatonic, but it's because the 4 chords in there. So you get this like. There it is. All right, so the whole idea is you just gotta the minor is easy to sound good in, the major is not as easy. So you got to sit and break the mold and get on it and keep on doing it until that mold starts to fit. So I believe in you. Just do it. Anyway, I won't spend too much more time on that. Pentatonic scales are awesome. Throw things in there. Double stops, harmonics. Yeah. Pentatonics always sound good. I mean, rule number 1, they always sound good. You can make them sound nasty and awesome. I mean, nasty and awesome, not nasty. But yeah. I can throw chords in with the key, then turn them into the blues. Absolutely, you can throw those in. I was just jamming the other day with a buddy, and he did a really dope diminished run, and I was wondering how that works over a standard chord progression. Ooh, I have a video coming on that, so let me just do that in the video, okay? Yeah, so diminished run over diminished chord. It's easier than you think, but I have a video. Oh, Michael, did you really get an aha moment right there? Really? And Shadow Scott, really? But hold on. But Jonathan, I have a video coming up for that, okay? It's not as hard as you think. Actually, Jonathan, I don't know if you're a Fish fan, Jonathan, but if you look at my How to Actually Solo Over Stash by Fish lesson, that has a diminished chord in it, and it goes over what you can do in that diminished chord. It'll just help you a little more down the line, okay? Yeah, and Slipknot has diminished chords in it, absolutely. But for Michael and Shadow Scott, did that talk actually help you out? Because that makes me feel better. Yeah. Oh, and Daniel throws the power chords in. Absolutely. I call power chord the gravy, and I said that in my most recent video. If you want to thicken things up, just play with the power chords, because it is like cornstarch. It just thickens up the song and makes it dirtier, and I love that sound. It's hard to stay on track with the same lick. Any suggestions? Let me just make a video of that. Let's see. I'm gonna write that down. Pentatonics. Same lick. Same lick. I got you. Pentatonic. I'm gonna make a video of that, because I can't answer that as well as I want to. Tough one. It's not a tough one. I understand how to do it, but oh yeah, my Bob Weir video. I haven't into my Bob Weir video, like all up here. I can't believe I haven't done that. But it's not that it's a tough one. Honestly, here's my answer for you, Jason. Pick your top 3 Zeppelin songs, Led Zeppelin, and like solo, and go learn them. First thing you're gonna do is go learn them, because Jimmy Page had such a cool way of manipulating a pentatonic, and he's fast at it. But slow it down. Just do it slowly. Just go slowly and get your fingers like glow sticks. Just crack the glow sticks in different ways and make them. If you're always doing the same thing, you're gonna get the same results. So if there's something that you like and it sounds different from how you play, go learn it and play it slowly and get into that. All right, get into it, and your fingers will move. I mean, I remember being, I don't know, however many years old, 15, 16, and learning that little thing from Moby Dick, and I was like, what? Like, I would never have done that in my life, and now that's part of my playing. Like, and so what tempo should I put on the metronome for the Hendrix contest entry? Whatever tempo you want, as long as it follows those chords, whatever tempo. If you want to blaze people away at 300 beats a minute, go ahead. If you want to snooze them out at 60, you can. It's whatever you are happy with. And so I will leave that up to you. All right, so, okay. Okay, so I never like learning other people's songs. I hear them and do them, and I change them a little to make them fun. Great, do that. Yeah, absolutely. I say do that. Hard to Handle from Beer's Choice 11, one of my favorite solos. Deep Ellum Blues. Oh, yeah, Deep Ellum Blues is a great solo. How do you enter the Hendrix contest? Okay, Ian, you go to my hell was that? You go to my Castles Made of Sand video, and at the watch it from the 5-minute mark. Okay, with 5 minutes left, I discuss how the contest works, and there's a chord progression. You make a video of yourself doing the pentatonics to that chord progression, and then you upload that video to YouTube, and you put the link in my comments, if that makes sense. Okay. So, all right, I'm going to be getting going. I love having all of you here. More videos coming out. So now here, before we go, so actually before we go, I'll tell you. So the month of July is going to be really, talking about my birthday for a second. The month of July is going to be very odd for Stitch Method because I'm going to be traveling a lot, like a lot. And so I'm going to try to keep the schedule. If I don't, I totally apologize. I don't know what it's going to hold for me, but for my birthday, if any of you guys are in New York or Long Island specifically, the Chris Robinson Band, Chris Robinson Brotherhood with one of my favorite guitar players, Neil Casale, is going to be performing in a town right next to where I am. So for my birthday, I'm going to go listen to some Chris Robinson Brotherhood, hopefully get a chance just to see Neil again. We're going to be doing that podcast very soon, so we'll talk about those logistics. So I can't think of a better birthday. Thank you, Shadow Scott. I can't think of a better birthday than to hang out and listen to a guitar player and have a chance maybe to hang out with them. And that would be cool. I recommend upgrades on a deadbolt I ordered, and that for your help, your videos are helping me a lot. Oh, that's really nice, Paul. I'm glad. I hope you enjoy the deadbolt. I am getting a... oh, Drew, if you come out there, that'd be so cool, Drew. But just it's weird. I mean, Tom here has been a Stitch Method fan and has met me at concerts. And at a concert, I just stand there, So hope you don't mind. Just stand next to me while I just groove like this. This is what I look like at a concert, just grooving. So are you catching fish? Actually, I just broke down the live ending. Zapp's Whole Lot Love is blown away. I just broke down the live ending of Zeppelin's Whole Lot of Love and was blown away. It's simple pentatonics. Yeah, it's simple pentatonics. You are late, Scott. I'm sorry because I'm going to be going, and I apologize. I'm going to be wrapping this up, but you can watch the replay, and you can watch for this minute when I mention your name, Scott. Hey, Scott. So I do apologize if Stitch Method is off schedule a little bit in You're moving to Florida? Where are you moving to Florida? I remember you saying that. I'll try to do some live feeds if I don't get some video up, so we can all hang out and talk, and then come August, everything can be back. But I'm very excited for my birthday and to see the Chris Robinson Brotherhood and just relax and have a fun time. It does make sense to stick you teach. Happy soon birthday. Thank you so much. And you don't worry, no birthday wishes just now. It's so funny. I don't know if any of you guys watch. I don't know if any of you guys watch Sean Daniels' channel, but he just did a video, and he's like, my birthday's coming, and he flashes. Yeah, Kevin, I will be up in New York City. He flashes this PO box, and it's my PO box, and so actually we share it now. But I was like, what in the world? You hear that? You hear that? What? Oh, I know what it is. I know exactly what it is. My phone fell on the ground next to my pedal. That's the sound of my phone. Because I just got an email. All right, so now we know what cell phones sound like. So the Stitch Method does make sense. And so I forgot the hell I was talking about, but that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go. You guys are awesome. Oh, we can do Purple Haze. Oh yeah, so he put my PO box up in there. So whatever. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. Go practice some Gary Numan. Go write some Hendrix riffs. Bob Weir, pentatonic linkage stuff, all coming up slowly but surely. Thank you all. You guys are awesome. I'll see you guys soon, probably next Thursday. All right, guys. Bye-bye.